We are joined now by the House Speaker, Paul Ryan. Mr. Speaker, good morning to you.
Morning, Savannah.
You looked almost giddy when you banged that gavel yesterday and voted on this tax reform. I know you've worked on it for a very long time. And by far, the biggest tax cut here, the cut in rate, is going to corporations. Their tax rate goes from 35% to 21%. As I understand your argument and that of your colleagues, you're counting on corporations to take that money they now have and plow it right back into the economy, hire people, raise wages. It doesn't work if they don't do that. Is that correct?
No, all the studies show us that that is exactly what does happen. But first of all, Savannah, don't forget that we tax American corporations at the highest rate in the industrialized world. And as a result of that, we're losing jobs. We're losing jobs overseas. And more importantly, American businesses are becoming foreign companies. They call them inversions. And so we're seeing a rash of U.S. companies relocating overseas for lower tax rates.
Right, and this is what you're trying to fix. So the rate goes down.
That's right. So we're trying to fix that.
The idea is, yes, that the corporations will then spend the money on their workers, on jobs, that kind of thing, correct?
But we also say to corporations, not only are we going to let you bring your money back from overseas, which is trapped overseas, we're going to tax you at a rate that is on par with the rest of the world.
Gotcha.
But we're going to give you an incentive to invest in American jobs and American businesses. You can write off your investments if you do it in America by hiring more people when you purchase new plant and equipment. So we are convinced, and the studies are really clear, workers benefit, wages go up, more jobs occur, but most importantly, we need to put the American economy in a better competitive position so that we can compete and win jobs and get faster economic growth. But don't forget, this is a big tax cut for families as well.
It is, and I want to get to that, but let me just jump in on this because, again, the biggest tax rate cut is for corporations. And the problem is a lot of CEOs have said, really candidly, I'm looking at a list of CEOs who said, we don't plan to reinvest. What they're planning to do is to do stock buybacks, to line the pockets of shareholders. Let me quote Michael Bloomberg, a billionaire, hardly an enemy of business. He said, CEOs aren't waiting on a tax cut to jumpstart the economy, a favorite phrase of politicians who have never run a company, or to hand out raises. It's pure fantasy to think that the tax bill will lead to significantly higher wages and growth. I'll ask you plainly, are you living in a fantasy world?
I would compare that anecdote to just the surveys of businesses like the National Association of Manufacturers surveys, which show the vast majority of businesses are going to do just what we say, reinvest in their workers, reinvest in their factories, pay people more money, higher wages.
Let me pin you down on that, though.
The data is really clear, by the way. Workers benefit from this through higher wages. It's not a question of if, it's a question of how much they benefit.
And I'm jumping in on this because it's so important. So forgive my interrupting, but I really want to drill down on this point. The Wall Street Journal recently had a conference of CEOs, and Gary Cohen, the White House economic advisor, asked them, are you going to reinvest this money if tax reform passes? Let me show you what happened.
If the tax reform bill goes through, do you plan to increase investment, your company's investment, capital investment? Just a show of hands, if the tax reform goes through? Okay.
Why aren't the other hands up?
Why aren't the other hands up?
Gary Cohen saying, why aren't the hands up? And the fact of the matter is corporations are already sitting on a ton of cash. They have record profits, $2.3 trillion. Why aren't they raising wages and creating jobs now?
Guess right. About $3 trillion of that cash is trapped overseas and cannot come back into our economy to be reinvested because of our tax laws. So you remove these barriers to investment in our economy. You give businesses an incentive to invest in America, in their factories, and that's exactly what we do. So look, Savannah, the tax rate before this bill passes is 35%. That's the highest in the industrialized world. The rest of our competitors tax their companies at about 22.5%. Canada is 15%, Ireland's 12.5%, England's 17%, China's no higher than 25%. So when we tax American businesses at much, much higher tax rates than our foreign competitors are taxing theirs, we're losing and they're gaining. And what's more important, American businesses are moving overseas. They're not even American companies anymore. This is a trend that has to be reversed. And we know that if we fix these tax laws, we will get reinvestment back in this economy.
Let me ask you
point
about
to these anecdotes, but I would just tell you, every study under the sun shows us you lower the tax rates, make us more competitive, you will see faster economic growth in America.
And a lot of people are going to be counting on that and hoping for that very outcome. Let me ask you about the deficit. You are a longtime budget hawk. I remember you in 2012 doing campaign events in front of that deficit clock. And yet it is estimated this tax cut is going to cost $1.46 trillion more to the deficit. Now, I know that the theory is that if you have more tax growth, you get more revenues into the coffer, and that reduces the deficit. But let me just put a fine point on it. Are you saying that the growth you're going to get from this tax cut will equal the amount it would cost on the deficit side, so that it's a wash, so that you're not adding to the deficit at all because of this?
Nobody knows the answer to that question because that's in the future. But what we do know is that this will increase economic growth. Here, let me say it this way, Savannah. People are living paycheck to paycheck in this country. More than half of the people are in this country. Another group of people in this country are about one check away from living paycheck to paycheck. We have not had a 3% growth economy since before the Great Recession in 2008. What that means is stagnant wages, flat living standards. You have to get faster economic growth so that people can get ahead in America. That's what we're doing. The average tax cut for the median family of four in America is going to be $2,059. $2,000, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, is a serious tax cut. So what we're trying to do here is give relief to hardworking families, give relief to Americans. We're doubling the child tax credit, doubling the standard deduction, lowering rates across the board. We're making it so simple that almost 9 out of 10 taxpayers can do their taxes on a form like a postcard. So the point we're trying to make here, Savannah, is we need faster economic growth. We need to help people who are living at the margin, who are living paycheck to paycheck. That is good for America. The other thing you need to do, and you rightfully point this out, in addition to getting the economy growing faster and getting people in higher paying jobs, is we have to control our spending.
Yeah.
That we have more work to do. We clearly have to go after spending control, but you also have to have economic growth. Those are the twin things that get the debt down. Grow the economy, cut spending. This will help grow the economy. Then we got to get back at cutting spending.
I'm almost out of time. I do want to ask you about another subject, which is sexual harassment. This obviously has been a time of reckoning in my industry, in your line of work, in Congress. You have accepted, asked for the resignations or retirements of colleagues, Democrat and Republican, who have been accused of sexual misconduct. My question to you is about the president. President Trump has been accused as well. 3 of those accusers recently asked for a congressional investigation. They want Congress to look into whether those accusations against the president are true. Would you support such an investigation?
Well, as you know, the person in charge of that committee, Trey Gowdy, is given a very articulate response, which is those are criminal matters that Congress doesn't do criminal investigations. I would invite you to have someone from the White House. I would invite you to talk to the White House. But let me get at the other issue you're talking about. You're right. Look, you know this very clearly because it happened in your industry, in your studio. It's happened here in Congress. Let's take this moment for as seriously as it is and not make it some partisan thing. What I'm trying to do here with Democrats, Nancy and I talk about this all the time. I had a great meeting with Jackie Spears yesterday. We need to make sure that this moment is the cultural changing moment it needs to be. And that means not only do we have to change our laws, not only do we have to change the way disclosure and transparency works, not only do we have to change the way the laws work going forward, but we need to change the culture. So let's not make this some partisan food fight. Let's see this issue. Let's give this issue the respect it deserves so that we can make sure that we can change this culture so that we're not having this story a year from now. And that's why we're taking this seriously. We're doing mandatory training. We're going to bring out a whole slew of reforms at the end of this week to show how Congress is going to get ahead of this problem and make sure that victims have rights, that victims know where they're going to go,
and
that the laws and transparency going forward are where they ought to be.
I think everyone can agree on that, and it should not be a partisan issue. But before I let you go, the White House position on the president's accusers is that they are all liars. Is that your position as well?
Look, I don't even know what all of these accusations are. I'm focused on fixing Congress. I'm focused on my job, where I work, making this institution safe. I want my daughter to be able to grow up in an economy to go into a work, public or private sector, where she's not being harassed, where she's being empowered. That's what I'm focused on. I'm not focused on this other stuff.
All right. House Speaker Paul Ryan, government going to stay open?
Yes, government's going to stay open.
Thank you. We'll check that box.
Take care. Merry
Appreciate
Christmas,
it. Merry Christmas to you. Appreciate it.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.